Welcome back. Let's talk commodities now. Manisha Gupta is now joining in. Manisha, what's the one commodity that you're tracking today?
Well, I'm looking at gem and jewelry sector, Rima, because this sector really seems to be panicking right now with the tariffs coming in at 50% from 27th of August. It was 25% levied on 7th of August. And before that, in the month of April, the sector also was looking at 10% of tariffs already levied on them. So with 10% as well, we were doing various stories on how it's impacting the gem and jewelry sector, where the margins are low. And then 25% and 50%, the industry tells us, is a disaster and a no-starter for overall as a segment. Remember, $48.2 billion of India's merchandise export will attract tariffs. This is as per the parliamentary response that we saw coming in from the ministry. And overall, the number that India does is $190 billion of a bilateral trade with US. 5 rounds of US-India negotiations have been done, and the 6th round, which was anticipated in the 3rd week of August, as of now has been put off. The markets really are looking at US with a lot of hope, really, because the US accounts for $10 billion or 30% of India's annual exports to the US markets there. And there are various countries with lower tariffs where the markets do believe that you could be looking at business shifting to. Countries like China, Thailand, Turkey, Vietnam, Italy have lower tariffs from where India stands. So as of 27th of August, if India does get into 50% of tariffs, we would be absolutely not competitive as compared to Turkey, Vietnam and Thailand, where the tariffs are anywhere between 15 to 20%. We are much higher there. And then when you look at the overall markets there, when you look at diamonds, India is the world's largest hub for diamond cutting and polishing. 9 out of 10 diamonds are cut and polished in India. So these exports to US, which is, by the way, 50% of our diamond market, also will get quite strongly impacted. If you look at the overall tariff impact, then this will, to begin with, increase cost of Indian exports to the US. It also does impact India's products, which are now less competitive and lead to lower sales. So we already are looking at those calculations coming in. And then it does threaten livelihoods, stalled exports and disrupted supply chains as well. There's various reactions that we've seen come in from industry in last couple of months there. The latest clearly being that it will impact not just the overall exports, but we also are looking at industry calling for government intervention, including strong diplomatic talks continuing with the US there. Also, there is an ask from the government for special schemes to support exports, the exporters as well, and especially the small units. The small jewelry houses, small diamond houses and export units is something that could really get hurt. Looking to also, the industry tells us that they're looking to shift their manufacturing to lower tariff nations. A lot of jewelers that I know and exporters as well are as of now traveling to various countries like Dubai, Mexico, even Europe for that matter, trying to understand on if they can actually shift their manufacturing businesses from here to there. The industry also is warning of potential job losses for nearly 5 million workers in the street there. Apart from that, the workers did shift to the lab-grown diamonds, but that area also is looking at a hit right now because that also comes under a 50% preview. Apart from that, the markets also are looking at SEEPs, which, by the way, employs nearly 50,000 people and has 200 exporting units. So various concerns, really, and there's a lot of long list that the industry has sent to government in sense of reliefs, incentives, even subsidies for that matter. All of that, as of now, is...
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Manisha.